Okay, so let me share my screen. All right. Uh, so what I will do, I will start initially. I will cover some interview questions. Lastly, we can discuss so the different interview questions. So whatever you have faced in the interview, so we can cover those as well. Okay. So before going to start, let me introduce myself. This is Raj. I have around 8+ years of IT experience. So I'm working as a senior DevOps engineer. So, and coming to this session, so what I'm going to cover. So I will cover Git interview questions. Okay. So what is Git? Why Git? So what are the frequently asked interview questions? Okay. So let's get started. First, initially, let's discuss about what is Git. So Git is a version control system. Version control system. So I mean, in organizations, what will happen? So we have the code, right? So it can be in different versions, right? So what organization level it will be? So there will be multiple developers, multiple team members will be there. Okay. So consider this is one person. Okay. So he will work on one piece of code. He will work on one piece of code, right? So for example, consider SBI website. Okay. SBI dot SBI application. Okay. So whenever you open SBI, so you will see multiple modules here, services, frequently asked questions, corporate website. So in the organization level, what will happen? Each developer, consider this is developer laptop, this is developer laptop, this is developer laptop. We have multiple developers. Each person will work on one module. He is working on frequently asked questions. He is working on another thing, right? So everyone will work on, and finally, what they need to do. So once code is developed, so it is not a good idea to keep their code in their local system, in their laptops. So what they will do basically in organization. So in organization, there is a central place. So I would say this is the code server. Okay. Here, the project code will be, entire project code will be saved here. So he will upload here, he will upload here, he will upload here. Right? So from this only, as a DevOps engineers, we will take the code, we will build the application, we will install the application into the end server. So this code server, it can be a any it can be a version control system, because here different versions are there. Here 1.1 version will be there, 1.2 will be there, 1. Right? So based on the version, right? So based on the application version will be stored here. If it is a SBA application, maybe 1.0 or 2.0, all the different versions will be there. If any issue in 2.0, so what will happen as a DevOps engineer? We will take the 1.0 version and we will install it in the application server. This application server will be accessed by the user. It can be you or me, right? We are the users of the SBA application. So this application server will have some IP address. That IP address is linked to the domain. So like www.sb.co.in, right? So there will multiple phases will comes in, like how domain routing will be happen, how the load balancer will work in this feature, how the multiple application servers will be created. These all comes in. I will take coming sessions. What I will do, I will cover AWS interview questions also, like how load balancer will be created, how the target group will be created. So those parts we can discuss coming days. Okay. So what I will do, basically, I want to give some knowledge share. Okay. So that means how the Git will work, how the interview questions, right? So now we have good idea, right? So there will be a central place called code server. So we can call it as version control system, version control system. We'll call it as uh, source code repository, because it's a source code, right? Source code repository, right? So we'll call it like this. So there are different version control systems. There are different source code repositories are there. But why I am choosing Git? So Git is most frequently used tool. So we'll call it as GitHub, right? So there are other open source tools also available, like GitLabs. It is also one of that. GitLabs, Bitbucket, It is also one of the source code repository, Bitbucket, SVN, which is very older. So in the interview, they may ask you what are the different version control systems are there. Okay, so I would say Git. So this is a central place where the code is server is there, but how developer will push, they will install one software in their laptop called Git Bash. Git Bash. So they will install Git Bash, they will push the code. So Git Bash will be like look like this, right? You know basically how the Git Bash will look like. So if you right click, so you can see Git Bash. Right. So I mean this is very basic, right? So I hope you know basic understanding of what is Git. So coming to what they will do. So if they want to upload some code, so first of all, they need to download it. How people will download the code. For example, developer one uploads some code. Okay. Uh, this is some as loan dot JavaScript file. Okay. This loan dot for some load dot JS file. Okay. So this developer one uploads that. But developer two want to download that load.js file and want to rework something. Okay, so what they have to do, they need to download that particular code, they need to clone it. So there are different commands we have. So if you want to download some code from GitHub, you have to use git pull is the command. If you want to download particular changes, git pull origin branch name. If you want to completely download the complete branch, so this is my GitHub branch, let me show that. You can find out some projects also, which there are some projects. So if someone want to download the code, okay, so they need to, this is a repository, Terraform VPC, right? So they need to copy this URL and use the command git clone is for the fresh download, right? Git clone. So in maybe in the interviews, they will ask you how you will download the code, git clone and the branch name and the repository name. So how you will push some updates. So before pushing anything, so if you develop something, this like load.js file, he developed that, he want to upload this file into the repository. So he need to follow some process. He need to first add that file into a staging folder. From the staging folder, he need to upload the file. How? So there are some commands. So you need to use git add command to add to the staging directory file, and you need to create a commit ID, git commit. Like everything will be tracking in Git. So if you see here, I have some 22 commits. So everything, if for example, developer one uploads some code, okay, so it can be maintained as a commit ID. So this developer two, developer three, everything. So to tracking purpose, right? So there are different commit IDs also. Okay, so each commit ID will have its number also. So this is the commit ID number. Okay, so for that purpose, we have to put a message git commit -m message sending the some load some file, right? So this will be, and after that you have to push the file. So if you want to download, you need to use git pull origin branch name. If you want to upload, git push origin branch name. So okay, so uploading is down, you know that, right? Git push and downloading, git pull, right? So coming to this, the Git point of view, so what kind of questions you will ask? They will ask you. Okay, so what kind of questions they will ask you? They will ask you the what is the difference between Git fetch and Git pull? Git fetch and Git pull. Okay, the session is like, so why Git? What is the purpose of Git? And then we will go for the interview questions. So similar to that, we will discuss coming days different topics also in the DevOps and AWS and the Linux point of view, right? So what is Git fetch and Git pull? So Git pull is nothing but downloading. downloading and merging into the local branch. Git pull. What about git fetch? So git fetch is basically to verify what are the changes were there in the GitHub. What are the changes were there in the GitHub? Okay, so git fetch will just only verify the changes. If any change is there, it will show you, but it will not download. Search and list commit IDs. But git pull is not like that. It will download the changes. Git pull will download and match. Okay. So coming to here, so developer 3 is there. This developer 3 worked on some things, worked on few things. Developer 3 worked on few things, but due to Dasara, right, he want to take some break. He want to take some break, and again he came back, and his manager is asking him to work on another module called some credit card. So he had some changes about home loan, for example, right? So he want to work on another thing. So at that time he need to stash this information. That means he need to store this home loan file information, and he want to work for another one. So how we can store his old changes? So using git stash. So git stash is, this is one of the questions. What is git stash? Or in real time scenario. So how you will switch between multiple branches without losing data. Without losing data. So git stash is helpful to do that. So git stash will create a stash ID about your change. Okay. So git stash is basically helpful for switching between your information, your branches. So take your modified changes. And so if you want to if you want to clear your git stash changes, git stash clear. If you want to show what are the git stash were there, git stash show. If you want to populate, git stash populate your changes, and that means you want to get your changes back. So here in git, there will be one more question. There will be one more question. So for example, okay, so what is the branching strategy you are using? What is the branching strategy you are using in git? So you can say we have a branching strategy called, we have feature branches, we have bug fix branches. Okay, git branching strategy. So here branch is nothing but version. Branching is right. Branch is nothing but version. So you will have different versions in your different branches. If you see here, I have only one branch. So if I go here, another one, for example, let me show another branches. I don't have much, but I think here I have. Okay, so here I have two branches. If I go to here, all the branches. So I have Rajula Kate one to one branch. I have another branch. That means two different branches will have different versions of files. Okay, so here branching strategy is nothing but we have the main branch. This is always linked to the application. Okay, so if you want to release new changes, we will not hurt this branch. We will not hurt. That means we will not touch this branch. We will work on particular feature branch, like patch one something. So what are the changes were there? Developers will release. Developers will test on this branch. Once all the testing are completed, we'll go for the. We'll attach this branch. We'll merge this branch to the main. So that means here Git branching strategy you are following. We have feature branches. Developers will work on feature branches. Developers will add that. Okay, feature branches we can say. We have bug fix also. Bug fix branches means small fix is there. but it is a hard fix. That means, so small issues there, we want to fix it in code, we'll release it immediately. Similarly, hot fix also, hot fix branches, we'll call it as. So these are all attached to the existing main branch. So, but initially we'll test it on development or patch one or something. So what is the name, what they want to use, they can use. That is their thing. Okay. So, and there will be some questions like how we will, for example, here some developer one or developer two testing database related. So at that time, there are a lot of database logs will be generated. Some 2 GB of logs in in his laptop. But he don't need to upload those files, right? So which into the source code repository, he no need to upload that, right? So how it can be, how we can be ignored. So it can be entry question, how will ignore unnecessary files or log files or test files. So there is a concept called ignore related called .git ignore file. In this file, you can differentiate, you can create this in your branch, in your repository, and you have to mention like, okay, I want to ignore all the log files, or I want to ignore all the DB related files. You have to mention like that. Here, star is a wildcard character. Here, star is a wildcard character. So it will ignore those things. So it can be entry question, right? So, and maybe different questions like how to create a branch, how to switch between the branch. So git branch name will be helpful to create a branch. If you want to check out, if you want to go inside the branch, git checkout is the command branch name. If you want to know your current branch, right? So if you want to know your current branch, so it can be like, so git branch is a command, -a which will display all the branches, git branch branch. So branch, it will display all the branches. Okay. So for example, if you want to create a branch and want to check out also, so there is a command. It can be like different way. Interviewers can ask different ways. Git branch, right? So if you want to check out and create both, you want to do at a time, right? So you can use git checkout, -b branch name. So this is also you can use. So like creation of branch and switching into that branch also, right? So like that, they can ask, right? Different, like what is the difference between, so here I said git bash and this is some GitHub. What is the difference between GitHub and git bash? So you can answer like, so the difference between git bash and versus git, I said, so GitHub. So git bash is a CLI, it's a CLI, and it is a GUI, right? So it is a local command line interface where you will run some commands, and this is a GUI where the repository will be exist, right? So both are open source tools only, right? So you can create your branches, right? So like that. And coming to, right? So we know the purpose of git ignore. We know the purpose of how we will create a branch, right? So they may ask you different questions like what is git to tag, git to tags. So these are all related to like high level. So how you will release the changes. So git tags are very lightweight, which will be helpful for releasing at the time of releasing your changes. So we'll call it as release points. Okay, are the references to a specific repository history. Okay, so which are very lightweight. These are simple pointers, basically git tags, lightweight, and pointers. Right. So there will be different questions also. How you will create a tag, git tag name. How you will delete a tag. How you will, right? Like that. How you will push a tag. Okay. So we have commands git tag name, like version v.2, something like that. Okay. So you can create your tag like that. And if you want to delete your tag, that means git push origin -delete tag name, like that. So if you want to write, for example, they may ask you if two developers, if two developers working on the same file, what will happen? If today some Kumar uploaded one file and second day some Rajesh uploaded the same file with other changes, what will happen? There will be some Git level conflicts will be happen. So how you will resolve Git conflicts? How will you resolve Git conflicts? So at that time, what we will do? So developer one, developer two will be sit together and they will find out what is the required one, what is not required one, and also we will see the issue by using conflicts happened with this header. It will be like this something header. Both changes, developer one changes and developer two changes also will be there. Okay, so you can, it will be like this developer two. So both developers can find which one is required and they will fix together. Okay, so this is how the uh, conflicts will be fixed between the developers. Okay, so we have different commands also in Git level, how you will set a username and a email ID in Git. So we have git config command, git config. So how to set username and password. So git config is the command is there. So let me write that. Git config. So basically, if you want to see what is the current configuration, git config hyphen list. If you want to see, or if you want to set something like git config hyphen global user dot name and your username. You have to provide the username from Rajesh. Like that. Similarly, if you want to set an email address, a user.email address and the email address. So this is basically to find out which user uploads the file to know that, right? So which will be happen like that. So we have covered some things, right? So they may ask you what is Git cherry pick? What is Git cherry pick? So if you want to pick a particular commit, okay, if you want to pick a particular commit from a branch, okay, git cherry pick will be helpful to pick a particular commit. They may ask you like that. Okay, so if you want to see your logs, so we'll see git log is a command to see the logs. Git cherry pick is helpful to pick a particular commit ID. Git cherry pick the commit ID. Okay, if the people want to interested in more about git, okay, so they may ask you like these questions. Okay, and what is git rebase? They may ask what is git rebase. If you have multiple commits, you want to make it, you want to fix that, right? So git commit can be helpful. So these are the commands which I covered. So maybe in part two, some coming days, what I will do, I will add few more. And if you have anything about Git related, feel free to ask me. We can cover those as well. Let me give the permission. Okay. Oh, there's one question from Jadhav. So if you have a data which is stashed, if you want to continue with that, you have to again use git stash pop command, which will populate your changes. If you use git stash, it will store the changes. If again you want to get those changes, git stash pop will populate. If you have multiple stashes, you can use git stash pop with the pop contain that particular stash ID. Okay, so if you want to see list of stash IDs, git stash show. Okay, so these are the commands. Right, I will let you know what is the next topic coming days. So that's about Git. We might go for coming days Terraform, Linux, one by one, like Docker, Kubernetes, like that. Fine. Thank you. Let's meet to next time.